Hey, what up, y'all? DA here. Hey, so let me see if I get this straight. So, this cat came out here and knocked Dave Chappelle to the ground because he was triggered by the jokes about homeless and transgender communities. Okay, so that's why this guy came out here, said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna knock Dave Chappelle over, send him to the ground, or whatever." Let's read this article real quick. I ain't looking at sports right now. Isaiah Lee, the man who charged Dave Chappelle while he was on stage performing at the Hollywood Bowl, has revealed his reasoning for the attack in a jailhouse interview with the New York Post on Sunday, claiming that his jokes about the transgender and homeless communities triggered him. Boy. Lee, 23 years old, rushed the stage at around 10:40 p.m. to tackle the comedian before he was swarmed by the venue's security staff. Hey, you know, the security need to be like ahead of that. Like, you waited until this dude was able to knock him to the ground. Like, by then it could have been too late. Like, straight up, he could have been dead by that time. Like, what's the point of that? Like, you know, you guys got to rope that off, and you guys have security like on, you know, on point. These cats was probably laughing. How good with that? Oh shit, where y'all? You know, hey man, y'all need to be watching the crowd, man. What are y'all doing? It's crazy, man. So he was taken away from the scene via stretcher after he sustained several injuries. Yeah, y'all saw his arm. Ooh, his arm was messed up, man. His arm was like bent back this way, and it had like, man, yeah, it was bad. Chappelle was uninjured though. Lee was armed with a replica handgun. Right. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Replica handgun, which contained a fake knife blade. So yeah, while these cats are sitting here sleeping on the job, this dude could have killed Dave Chappelle. You know, this is crazy. He told the Post that he was not holding the weapon as he ran on stage. Yeah, whatever. In the aftermath of the incident, this gets better, by the way. All right, so check this out. This gets crazy, and then this gets better. So it says here he has pleaded not guilty. So he said, I ain't do it. I ain't guilty. Even though I did it, I didn't do it, I guess. Then he says, and despite avoiding felony charges. So check this out. This cat didn't even get felony charges for rushing on stage and attacking a man, and he has a deadly weapon. I don't know what's going on in California anymore, man. This is absolutely just ridiculous. But anyway, says here, unauthorized access. So he had possession of a weapon with intent to assault. So he possessed the weapon with intent to assault and unauthorized access to the stage area. And all he gets is a misdemeanor charge. I mean, so that's crazy. But then it says here, in the interview from the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in downtown LA, Lee claimed that I identify as bisexual, and I wanted him to know what he said was triggering. Listen, I don't care what the hell you identify as. You cannot attack people, okay? You cannot attack people physically just because you identify as whatever you want to identify as. I don't care what you identify as. Identify whatever you want to identify as. But that doesn't give you the excuse to run out there and attack people. But he seems to be using that as some sort of a, you know, like, oh, well, you know, since I identify as this, you know, and I'm triggered by this, I'm allowed to go on stage and attack people. You know, and he says here, I wanted him to know that next time he should consider first running his material by people it could affect. He don't have to run his material by anybody. This dude is a comedian and he can make jokes, okay? If you don't like comedians making jokes, don't watch comedians. I don't see what's so hard about that. Don't watch any comedians. This guy is allowed to do what he wants to do, and if you don't like it, turn it off. That's what I don't understand about the whole Netflix thing. Just turn it off. Oh, hey, I don't like this program. Click. Done. Over. You can sleep easy. You don't have to watch it. Oh, he's coming on again? I'm not going to watch him. Done deal. It's ridiculous, man. People got to grow up, man. Stop thinking that you can attack and jump people just because you don't like something they said. It's ridiculous. I'm also a single dad. Wow, what a great message for the kid that you're raising, right? I'm also a single dad and my son is 5. It's a struggle, and I wanted Dave Chappelle to know it's not a joke. Nah, he's not a joke. You're a joke, okay? You're a single dad bum rushing somebody on stage and attacking them because he used words. Get out of here, man. Chappelle's jokes about the transgender community have been a source of conflict in the past, as in late 2021, dozens of Netflix employees staged a walkout to protest comments the comedian made in his special titled The Closer. And we see how that worked out for them. You know, and again, man, like I said, if you don't like jokes, turn off the show, okay? Don't go to the show. Why are you at a Dave Chappelle show in the first place if you feel like this guy is going to trigger you? You know, I'm mad that he didn't get a felony because he should have absolutely gotten a felony. Now here's the great part about it all, right? Okay, so says here, you know, he had his bail denied right here. It's currently set at $30,000. Now here it says on Friday, Lee was also charged with attempted murder after investigators learned that Lee has allegedly stabbed a former transitional housing facility roommate in December of 2021.
You know, I was triggered and I was bothered by what Dave Chappelle said, so I went out there.
He probably had the same problem with this guy that he stabbed back in December. This should have been an absolute felony. This guy's a repeat offender. Despite his belief that the case with Chappelle was pretty much done, Lee now predicts it went from me probably doing only 6 months and having to do community service and living in a transitional home to possibly 15 or more years in jail. My son will be big by the time I get out. Your son doesn't need to live with you. I'm just tell you that right now. You got a couple of screws loose, homie. Your son doesn't need to be anywhere around you. Nowhere around you. I'm glad that this kid doesn't have to live with this idiot. Okay. Hey, look, and people, we just got to start calling this out. You're an idiot. You're a dummy. You're mentally disturbed. You need some therapy. You need some help. You need to be everywhere. You don't need children. By God, you don't need to be raising children. Only 23 years old. Let's get this right? He's 23 years old. He has a 5-year-old. That means he had a kid when he was 18, right? And he's in transitional house. Listen. We got a problem here with the kids that are being raised in this country, and this is one of the situations. Dave Chappelle should never have had to deal with this. Security need to be on their job. I would have fired all of them. Hey, man, y'all out of here, because there's no way anybody should be especially after what we saw what happened with Will Smith. Ain't nobody should be able to get up on this stage. If somebody look like they about to get up out of their seat, hey, what? Oh, I'm sorry. You just going to get popcorn? My bad. Keep going. Anybody that looks like they about to come up out of their seat and do anything, you got to keep your eye on that cat. Okay? But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just thought this was just incredible. Like, wow, this guy got a misdemeanor, but, you know, God has a sense of humor, I guess. And, you know, he found him some way or another, because now this guy charged for attempted murder for something he did in December. So he tried to stab somebody in December. And then later on, he's watching a comedy show. You know, like LA is just all messed up. They need to crack the hell down on what's going on out there in LA. Anyway, folks, that's it. I'll see y'all next time.